is looking to fill hundreds of new openings in sales, traveling support, software development, web design, and more. Sandhills has a professional culture and is fast-paced, with a focus on growth, innovation, and leading-edge technologies. Career and internship opportunities are available at our global headquarters in Lincoln, Nebraska. Apply today at sandhills.jobs.
Welcome into The Drive with AD and Raff. Former Husker football national champion, speaker, and author, Aaron Davis.
Nebraska will win the national championship. The Cornhuskers beat Miami. It is history, 13-0, and bring that trophy back to Lincoln.
Former Arena Football League quarterback, former head coach of the Capital City Crush, and guru of Husker football history, Chris Raff.
25 straight wins for the Cornhuskers. One of the most dominating stretches in college football history.
We may have seen one of the best teams in the history of college football tonight.
Brought to you by Sandhills Global on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
All right, everybody, we are back again. This is The Drive on 93.7 The Ticket. It is Thursday. We have the legend of Nick in the studio with the man. I can't hear you.
There it is.
There you are.
You act like that's not a normal thing.
I know, but it's the legend of Nick today and the man with new sweatpants, Chris Raff.
That's true, Raff. You have 4 new pairs of sweatpants. Did you wear one of them today?
I do. I have them on. They feel amazing. I was telling you before we came on. I got them out of the bag and I matched up the old ones to the new ones, and I was like, "Holy cow!" I wore like 2 shades of colors out from those sweatpants, and they were about 4 inches shorter than the new ones, the exact same size, exact same sweatpants. AD, I thought he understood that, but then he messaged me on Twitter yesterday, and he's like, "They're the exact same as the ones you had before."
Yeah,
I'm like,
he didn't understand that.
I'm like,
bought the exact same pair.
That is the reason why, because I love the sweatpants so much. And AD, he's not here today. He's down in Kansas City. Here I come.
Yeah, he's having a good time down there.
Yeah, his butler probably woke him up this morning. It was like, "Mr. Davis, it is time to rise and shine.
Here are your waffles and omelets."
Yeah, that's
seriously probably what happened.
It's
according to after the pictures he was sending us last night.
Yeah, it's unreal. It starts off he's like, "They're sending my ride over."
I was gonna say, I don't know if we want to. Do we want to talk about it?
I don't know. I think we should as many pictures, but I was laughing was the thing that I laughed about is every time he was sending texts and pictures last night, I kept on putting on then, "Mr. Davis, your ride is here, Mr. Davis." But then at the end of the night, I said in the group text, I was like, I wonder if AD's even texting right now, or if he's telling his butler,
exactly,
"I need you to text this to the guys," and then he was punching it in for a while.
So this is the first picture that we receive at about 5:07 p.m. last night.
Oh yeah,
first of many that Raff and I received from AD in our group chat, and it says it's a screenshot of a text message conversation from some random number that AD doesn't have in his phone that says, quote, "Your chauffeur is on their way. Click the link to see them. Thank you for choosing Leader Worldwide for your trip." And he texts us and says, "I wonder if they would have picked me up in Lincoln."
I'm sure they would have.
If seeing what this client is doing for him, they probably would have picked him up.
Oh yeah, definitely.
And then he said he sent a picture of a brand new, what is that, Suburban?
Brand new Escalade.
Brand new Escalade or Suburban, which is the vehicle that he was picked up in at his hotel last night. And he said, "I get back to my room and this is waiting for me."
He had a charcuterie board.
He had his own charcuterie board with a handwritten note
that
says, "Mr. Aaron Davis, welcome to the Ambassador Hotel in Kansas City. We truly appreciate you staying with us. Please reach out if you have any questions or requests." And then that was just it.
Was it?
He got a charcuterie board for himself.
I think it was after he sent that where I sent the looks like Motel 6 has really upped their game a little bit.
Yes.
Kind of reminded you of the Super 8 down in Norman.
Well, I said, "Hey, yeah." You said, "Dang, Motel 6 has really picked up their game." And he sent laughing emojis. And I said, "Hey, let us know if you find any drug needles like I did in the Super 8. And then he just sent pictures of the lobby and he said Super 8 has definitely made some upgrades. And then he got to end the night drinking an old fashioned that we believe probably about $18 from that hotel bar.
Oh, yeah, pretty expensive drink. Oh, Keith Tenney, AD skipping out on the show to play Lifestyles of the Rich and Famous.
Yeah. Sounds like it. But, so that's AD right now. Here we go.
Yep, but he has to. I think he talks in 20 minutes. I think 8:45. I think he said he goes on stage.
Okay,
so
there you go.
So I'm assuming that they're pulling out all the bells and whistles. It's probably a pretty large group of people. So I'm sure he's got the butterflies right now. And he's probably telling the people in his locker room, or I guess they call it a locker room when he speaks. I don't know.
Really?
The waiting area. I don't know what they call it.
It's not a dressing room.
I always tell him all the time because he's always like, I'm the type of speaker that I don't ask for anything, just, whatever. But I always tell him, like, however, when you get those M&Ms, you only want green ones. But
do we believe that?
No.
Do we believe that he doesn't ask for anything?
I believe it.
I do. I somewhat do as well.
I believe it.
Water. Just that's all he needs. He's not in this for this doesn't happen every single day.
No.
The chauffeur and the charcuterie board and all this. This isn't every single
Or maybe
time.
it does and he just does not tell us. That's probably what it is. But he deserves it. If you've ever heard AD talk, you definitely want to put that on your list of things to do, because it's one of those where after an hour you don't even know when hours went by. It's kind of like this show. It goes so fast.
Well, I was gonna say it's I mean, throughout all the speakers that I've heard, all the speakers that Pius and this is nothing against those people, like just schools have brought in and clubs and organizations have brought in, none of them compared to AD.
Yeah,
none of them.
It's wild. The last one I've been to was for teammates, and he's like, "Hey, you just want to roll down with me? I got to do this like quick little 45-minute speech for teammates." And I'm like, "Yeah, I'll go down with you." And after 45 minutes, I was just like, "Holy cow!" It was amazing. It's
just good.
Oh, so good.
Raff, what do we got coming up on the show today? We got to take a break so we get on time here.
Okay, what do we got on the show today? Well, when we get back, we're going to talk about some memories. You guys, I think you'll like this one. I think you'll like it too, Nick. I mean, I know you haven't been around this world for that many years, but we'll cover that. And then at 9, we're supposed to have Hugh Malone, the leader of Husker Army, coming into the studio. And then after that, we'll talk some Nebraska football, spring game football. All right, we're going to send it to break. It's The Drive, 93.7. Take it.
Sandhills Global is hiring. Check out sandhills.jobs for more information. Sandhills is looking to fill hundreds of new openings in sales, traveling support, software development, web design, and more. Sandhills has a professional culture and is fast-paced with a focus on growth, innovation, and leading-edge technologies. Career and internship opportunities are available at our global headquarters in Lincoln, Nebraska. Apply today at sandhills.jobs.
This is Jay Foreman. I wore gear to protect my health on the football field, and I'm protecting it now by staying up to date with the bivalent COVID vaccine. Get up to date while it's still free and stay protected. Learn more at healthylincoln.org.
Victor deployed for the first time to Afghanistan in 2003. At 4 a.m, my phone rang. They said, "I regret to inform you that your husband was wounded in action." Victor sustained a moderate traumatic brain injury. I was doing school full-time, and I was also then caring for Victor. One of the most important elements of caregiving is taking care of yourself. I just didn't want to forget that I also had goals and that I also had a life. What I did is I challenged Victor to meet me halfway. There are almost 6 million military and veteran caregivers across the nation. We have our own journey, and we can fulfill that journey at the same time that we are helping our loved one.
Visit aarp.org/caregiving for a free military veterans guide to navigate your caregiving journey and better care for your loved one and yourself. Brought to you by AARP and the Ad Council.
Happy Hour with Nick Sainert and Enrique Alvarez Clary.
We were trying to convince Austin, who will be having a child in October, to name his child Herbie.
Why do we want to name it Herbie?
Because we want to have a real-life Herbie mascot, and it'll stay within the family.
Yep. Austin's just the patriarch. This is the first Herbie.
And we found out today that Herbert is a family name.
It's a family name.
Therefore, it's meant to be.
Austin's going to be the patriarch for Herbie.
Weekdays from 1 to 2 on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
Bagels and Joe is the perfect place for breakfast or lunch in April. Try their pesto cream cheese on any breakfast sandwich. And try the Karma Latte, as 10% of proceeds from that drink will go to the Teammates Mentoring Program. 4 locations in Lincoln and 1 in Seward. Bagels and Joe.
Are you planting this spring? Make safety your priority. LES requires any landscaping or trees to be planted a safe distance from electrical lines and equipment to give crews safe access. Visit les.com/trees to learn more.
You didn't really think we only did football pregame shows in the fall, did you? Join 93.7 The Ticket live from Tipsy Tina's Taco Cantina at 8th and Q in the Haymarket for the A1 Automotive Spring Game Tailgate Show on Saturday from 10:30 a.m. to 1 p.m. All your favorite ticket personalities will be on site as we preview the spring game and wrap up the final football action until the summer. Join us at Tipsy Tina's on Saturday or listen live from wherever you are for the A1 Automotive Spring Game Tailgate Show from 10:30 a.m. to 1 p.m. this Saturday.
Hi, this is Pastor Tom. Did you know there's a place kids can seek out help when they're away from home and something goes wrong? They find themselves in a difficult spot or even a dangerous situation. Maybe another child is bullying them or a stranger is following them. Perhaps on a date and things just go bad. In Lincoln, here's where they can find help. It's called Safe Place. Safe Place is a national program for children taking place in thousands of cities across the United States. The People City Mission is sponsoring this program in our community and has set up a number of businesses, fire stations, schools, and nonprofits around the city to become safe locations where kids can seek out help. They just need to look for the big yellow sign that says Safe Place on it. Then go inside and ask for help. We will be quickly connected to them and ensure they make it back home or to whatever resources are needed. If you'd like to find out more about Safe Place and ways in which you can get involved, just go to pcmlincoln.org. Remember, when we all do a little, we change a lot.
Are you looking for a solid, stable career in assembly, CNC machining, or injection molding? We got you covered. Hi, Bob Williams, HR Director for Garner Industries, a world-class manufacturer with a 70-year history right here in Lincoln. And I just listed some great career opportunities that you can find by logging into GarnerIndustries.com. If you want top pay, excellent benefits, flexible work hours, and the opportunity to work in a clean, modern, air-conditioned facility with great people, contact me today by applying online at GarnerIndustries.com.
It's April, and that means the school year is almost over and summer road trips are on the horizon. Stop telling yourself you'll upgrade your car someday and do it now. Mullen Motors lot is full of great vehicles to take home, so you don't have to worry about your current car barely surviving another road trip. Come check out their lot just north of 48th and Layton and find your next ride, as summer road trips are just around the corner. Mullen Motors.
No taglines, just quality vehicles. Mullen Motors.
Integrated Life Choices has been inspiring opportunities for individuals with disabilities for more than 15 years in Lincoln by offering a number of services. From group homes for special needs adults to independent living resources and job training, you'll find the intellectual and developmental disability services your loved one needs to live a fulfilling life. They're also hiring. If you're looking for a more rewarding career, learn more about available positions. Learn more about services for your loved ones or employment today at ilc.net. Integrated Life Choices.
This message is for Karina, our mom who finished her high school diploma at age 28. Hi, Mom. It's Emmettith and Nicholas.
Congratulations on getting your diploma.
You worked so hard and have taught us so much. We love you.
When you graduate, they graduate. Finish your high school diploma for you and for them. Visit finishyourdiploma.org to find free and supportive adult education centers near you. Brought to you by the Dollar General Literacy Foundation and the Ad Council.
Spring is here, and Acres has special financing on all John Deere lawn tractors and zero-turn mowers. Get your yard looking great and use John Deere's wide selection of attachments to landscape your property to perfection. And for a limited time, with a purchase of a new John Deere mower, get up to $200 to apply to the steel power tool of your choice. From trimmers to chainsaws, gas or electric, Acres is your home for steel products and service. Acres, solutions for every field.
Hi, Sean Callahan here with Koppel Chevrolet GMC, and it is Truck Month at Koppel, and we are pulling out all of the stops for this gigantic event. The lots are starting to fill, and we have some great deals for you waiting in Louisville. Brand new GMC Sierra Light Duty and new Silverado Light Duty trucks. All trim levels have up to $4,000 in discounts. That's right, up to $4,000 off all new light duty trucks right now at Koppel, so do not wait. Now is the time to buy a new truck, so stop on in or visit us online at koppelcars.com. You must have a trade-in and finance with Koppel. All deals with approved credit.
93.7 The Ticket. Fox KFXL weather. Sponsored by John Henry's Plumbing, Heating, and Air Conditioning.
Windy and much cooler here for our Thursday. We'll see a high of around 60, but northwest winds will gust over 30 through the day, and we could see some scattered showers develop later this afternoon. Tonight, partly cloudy, a low of 36. Windy and even cooler tomorrow. Northwest winds gusting near 40 with a high of 55. I'm meteorologist Tim Wright for 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
This is The Drive with AD and Raff on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
All right, everybody. We are back again. This is The Drive on 93.7 The Ticket. It is Thursday. Chase B. That's probably the text message of the week right there. Happy Thursday, guys. Last night I was watching some playoff hockey, and all of a sudden, the Raff's Good Take song got stuck in my head. It's just taken over. It's taken over the country. I'll probably be on like the top 25 music charts here soon with It's Time.
There was
Raff's Good Take.
There was a song that was in the Super Mario Brothers movie. I went to go see that.
No, not that one.
Not that. No, it's not that one. Instead, it was something called Peaches, and Jack Black sang it.
Oh boy!
And that was the one part of the movie that I like laughed at, was the song. And now it's on the Billboard Hot 100.
Nice.
So
there's a chance for me, is what you're saying?
Well, yeah, they put stupid songs on there all the time.
Whoa,
so.
hey. Raff's Good Takes is probably
it's not a stupid principle.
Yeah.
Just the sound.
Yeah, my harmonizing's a little off.
Just a little. I mean, if folks need a refresher, I mean, here's this for you.
Catch. It's time for Raff's Good Take. It's time for Raff's Good Take. It's time for Raff's Good Take right now. Oh, that's going number one. Number one with the bullet.
The best part is that you can basically hear yourself like bouncing up and down.
Yeah.
When you're like, it's time for Raff's Good
I
Take.
sing with pride.
Oh yeah, and a lot of emotion through your actions.
And Ryan J, I am not sure about AD. I have never seen Batman and AD in the same spot, so there is a chance that maybe instead of a presentation, he's just playing the role of Batman today with his butler and his chauffeur. So you never know with AD. That man's all over the place. Real life Batman.
Yeah. So, all right, what do we got?
Okay,
Raff?
so before we went to break, this is kind of thought came into my head yesterday because it was the man, the myth, the legend, Kent Pavelka's birthday yesterday. Yeah. And that name invokes a lot of memories for me, like from my childhood and just days being, I mean, I'm sure the memories come flooding back for you too, playing football out in the park and those late 80s days, listening to Kent Pavelka, Gary Sotomayor, and Jack Payne on the radio calling Nebraska football.
So as sad as it is, I don't remember that at all.
You don't remember any of those days back in the 80s?
Not at all.
But back in the day, before every Nebraska football game was on television, the radio was the spot. And Pavelka, Payne, Sotomayor. Before that, Lyle Brimser. So what we would do was we'd go down to the park, turn up the radio really loud, and play football and listen to the Nebraska football game while it was taking place. So I was like, okay, what would be a Nebraska not just football, but a Nebraska sports memory. If I could go back and have it one more time, what would it be?
What would be the one memory?
What would be the one memory? And now I wanted to ask listeners that text in your one memory that you would want. My one memory that if I could like go back and have one more time would be to have Kent Pavelka on the call.
Okay.
Having Gary Saddlemeyer next to him and having him in the beginning of the game. Well, actually, before even that starts up, Tom Osborne, when the doors open up, leading the tunnel walk, Tom Osborne coming out and then going to the play-by-play and having Ken Pavelka going. And Tommy's under center in the I formation. Lawrence, single setback, and just, that would be just having him call one more option with Tommy.
I'm wondering, so like, this is really going to show how few positive memories I have of Husker football. I mean, I've told it, I've said it on the air. The first football memory that I have is Nebraska and USC playing in 2007. That's the first Husker game that I remember.
Ooh, that's probably not the one I'd want as my first.
No, and it was not very good. So I mean, you're sitting here going 2007 and on. What's the best thing to happen to this program since then?
Yeah,
I mean,
it's been a little.
Like I sit here and I go 2009. Like if I could change the way a game goes, in a heartbeat, I'm saying 2009 against Texas.
Yeah,
in a heartbeat.
That changes a lot of things.
But
then you look back. I look back to 99. Yeah, the 99 Texas game. If Nebraska beats Texas in Austin, that changes a whole bunch of things too. But it's crazy. Thunder Knot Collins, when did Adrian Fella come on the scene? He came on the scene, I believe, in 97, I believe, because Kent, I think, did it. Actually, probably 96. Kent and Gary Saddlemeyer did it up to the 95 national championship game. And then I think Jim Rose and Adrian Fella took over. Or no. I take that Warren Swain. Okay. Warren Swain took over. And I think it was Warren and Adrian. And then Warren left to go back to, I think, his alma mater school to call games. And then Jim Rose took over, Jim Rose and Adrian. And then after Jim left, then I think it was Sharp. And then Matt and Adrian sort of split the role. Then Adrian left, then it was Sharp and Matt. And now we're to Sharp and Damon, I believe, in the world of calling football games.
Yeah. So that's what's sad. I mean, just thinking back is, I mean, the Big Ten championship in 12?
Yes, I think. Yes.
Think about that. That's 11 years.
Yeah, it's been a long time ago
that they even played, and they lost that one 70-31.
Yeah, I always remember that. It was my sister's wedding reception.
Well, and so funny enough about that,
and they were all and her family she was married into were like big Wisconsin fans.
So what was funny about that game was similar to you. I didn't watch that game at home. We had family in town from North Dakota who wanted to watch the game, so we went to the conference room at their hotel and had the hotel put the game on in the conference room, and we just basically sat in the conference room, ordered pizza, and watched the Big Ten title.
Which was the Big Ten championship game when Nebraska played Oklahoma?
2010. It was the year after. It was the year after.
And we
Texas.
jumped out to the 14-0 lead.
And then you've lost.
So I'll tell you where I watched that game at. I was on a cruise and I'm like, man, I really want to watch the Nebraska game. So I talked to like the cruise director or whatever. I'm like, hey, is there any way that we can watch the Nebraska football game somewhere? They had a 2,500 seat auditorium.
Oh my gosh.
They put the game on the super huge big screen and on the ship's auditorium. And there was like maybe 6 of us in the whole auditorium watching it. But for the first, half, it was great.
Yeah.
And then everything just fell apart.
So, okay. So, I mean, I think that's like good, like positive memories from the let's just do since 2007, right? So since 2007, you have, as somebody said on the text line, Kenny Bell's block.
Yeah.
As we're
getting demolished, you're remembering a block, but we're getting beat down.
The block, the Western or the Jordan Westerkamp
Northwestern.
Yeah. Yep. I mean, like I see single
And
plays.
then, people look back. Amir Abdullah's, but we were playing like, Division II team.
But you also had Jamal Turner, the one very few highlight that he had
Michigan State
against Michigan State on the road on the pass.
That was my sister's wedding day down in Houston. remember how I remember that.
You want to talk about a big disappointment in Husker football in the last 20 years? Jamal Turner's one of them.
You know,
I remember seeing Jamal Turner playing one of his first spring games.
Yeah.
And he got flagged for doing a front flip into the end zone.
Yeah.
He got flagged for unsportsmanlike conduct, but it was like, this guy is an insane athlete. And yeah, he played quarterback in high school, I believe, but he's really talented and wants to play wide receiver.
I think where they messed up with Jamal, I kind of put, maybe not from a career success, but him and Bobby Newcomb, I kind of look at in the same light.
Okay.
That Jamal Turner, they probably should have just made him a receiver from the get-go and not always kind of dangled that quarterback, cheese in front of him. They should have just said, hey, you're going to play receiver. Bobby Newcomb was the same exact way. Bobby was a great quarterback, don't get me wrong, but his freshman year at receiver, he was a freak. He had a catch against Oklahoma where the ball was probably 5 yards out of bounds. He reached out, caught the ball with one arm, then had enough body to come back and get a foot down in bounds. It was insane.
So I guess another good memory that we haven't even talked about yet, Alex Henry's 57-yard field goal.
Oh, yeah. I like that one.
That was in 08, I believe, 08.
And Sue knocking him down and running into the end zone after the pick six. I'll take that. Yep. Good call, Jeff.
Yeah. And Shane and Lincoln said, man, this conversation got depressing really fast.
Yeah.
That's what's disappointing.
Let's go back to the 90s.
You have to look in the past to go forward.
Yeah.
But that's what's really disappointing about the last, 15, 20 years, unfortunately, is that it's not like a combination of a couple games. It's not even an entire game that you're excited about. It's like one play in this game. The Kenny Bell block, for example, the Jamal Turner catch that, yes, Nebraska won that game against Michigan State, or it's like the Amir Abdullah McNeese State doing it all on his own. Like it's one play.
Another game.
And you sit there and you're like, man, you had to have. Don't forget, yes, it's an incredible play, but dang, Nebraska shouldn't have been there.
Yeah,
they should not have been there.
The Miami Nebraska game at Memorial Stadium when Amir went for over 200 yards.
200 yards against Brad Kaya and that team. Duke Johnson Jr. was the running back for Miami that game.
So that game sticks out as a game. And then Husker Army, he messaged in basketball, any victory over Kansas back in the 90s when you beat Kansas. I guess even now, if you beat Kansas, you celebrate. But I'll tell you what, back when Strick and you had, I always remember, I think, it was Kansas, Nebraska, Dick Vitale on the call.
Yeah.
Terrence Badgett makes a steal at the end of the game and takes it and dunks it. Oh my God. That Devaney Sports Center went absolutely ballistic. It was crazy.
Another one here is somebody said, unnamed texter said, how about DeMornay Pearson-Ell and all of his multiple kick returns against Iowa, the overtime win? I would even add that, like, DeMornay as just a special teams guy in general gave Nebraska something they hadn't had in a while.
If he doesn't have the injuries too.
Exactly. Well, so think about, there was that game where it was during it was during, I want to say, Amir's senior year and his Heisman run. Amir was non-existent in this game against Michigan State. It was when they walked in, or Michigan State had the number one total defense in the country, and it was a late night game on ABC primetime, and DeMornay returned a kick for a touchdown, and it was all right, Nebraska's back into this thing.
Yeah.
And because they had just done enough to be down by 10 points or whatever, DeMornay then returns a kick where he spins around a couple of times and reverses direction and ends up scoring at Michigan State, and Nebraska unfortunately fell short. But it was, that's one that I remember from DeMornay really well.
And then I'm getting a lot of Orange Bowl, 94 Orange Bowl, 95 Orange Bowl. I guess I played it first day of 95, but 94 Orange Bowl. The call with Kent Pavelka was amazing, but you also had a fairly new Chris Collinsworth on the scene. And he's got the line where Tommy, when he throws the 2-point conversion to Eric Alford, and he's like, he can't pass, he can't throw, we're tied. So he had some good calls in that game. The CBS call for the Fiesta Bowl the next year. So you have Kent's call that was on Tommy's run, which the touchdown Tommy Frazier.
Yeah.
And then he goes off into his Heisman spill. And he's like, You tell me that this young man does not deserve to be the Heisman Trophy. It just goes, I mean, it was the best. Like, I mean, I got goosebumps just thinking about it. But then you also have Jim Nantz on the CBS call with how many tackles can one man break?
Yeah.
And both those calls are outstanding. So yeah, God, yeah, you start getting those memories. You start thinking back.
Let's just hope that the curse is broken on Saturday.
It is. Frank's back. And no, we're not sacrificing Little Red. Sorry, it ain't happening. I don't know where this hate for Little Red comes from. Little Red came to town.
He won
gets
rings.
3 national championships, and everybody hates him.
Little Red wins rings.
No, once Frank steps onto that field, I hope they suit him up, put him in the old number 45.
What I still am curious what like the announcement's going to be.
It's going to be, I think, a scholarship.
I'm sure.
The Frank Solich scholarship. It's got to be something like that. And then I also saw before we go to break, Trev Alberts gave John Cook a nice old motorcycle for his birthday. Man, I want to be John Cook.
Yeah.
But I think he said Bud's going to be upset because he's going to ride the motorcycle into the Memorial Stadium for the volleyball instead of riding Bud the horse.
Wait. So Dirty Tony and the boys was at the Nebraska-Missouri game in the pouring rain where Sue put the team on his back and destroyed.
Oh, yeah, yes.
That was the game at Missouri.
Yes, where he threw him around.
Yeah,
I think it was a Thursday night game.
Yeah, that was the game at Missouri. And I remember not being able to watch that game on TV because we didn't have the cable channels.
Yep.
And so I had to watch the highlights on the 10 p.m. news that night. And I remember watching the 10 p.m. news. I mean, talk about another game against Missouri. I suppose 2010, I want to say it was. Roy Haleu rushes for over 300 yards against Missouri.
Yep, that was at Lincoln.
2010 or 2011.
Yep,
I can't
right
remember
around there.
I can't remember.
But then you
which
can't
year
go
that
back
was.
to Nebraska, Missouri and think about the catch. I mean, that right there was one of those, like, Nebraska has to take the ball 80 yards and score a touchdown. And then next thing you know, it's going off feet and in the hands. And then, so yeah, that you never can forget the catch. Yeah. And then you had Brent Musburger on the call that game for that one. So that was it.
That was back when Musburger was popular.
Yeah, you had Musburger is always popular.
He's not popular.
Legend.
I'm not saying he's not popular, but before his
controversial. Anytime you look
comments.
back on Brent Musburger, you think about the games. You think about. Did you ever know NFL Today that Jimmy the Greek punched him? Yeah, they had a little altercation on set.
Really?
And Jimmy the Greek punched him, and the next week he had a black eye, which that was pretty cool. So, all right, we better send it to break. This is The Drive, 93.7. That Ticket.
Keep summer green with Judson Bylene and Judson Irrigation. More than 40 years ago, Judson Irrigation started taking in orphans. Lawn sprinkler systems installed by a quickie, cheapy summer job, install 'em and forget 'em outfit, long forgotten. Call Judson Irrigation. They'll never forget you.
Keep summer green. Call Judson Irrigation 402-420-6277 or judsonirrigation.com.
There's a lot of realtors in Lincoln, but don't get overwhelmed by all the names. Ben Bleicher with Professional Realtor Group at Berkshire Hathaway Ambassador Real Estate is your go-to option when buying or selling residential and commercial property. Ben's team offers unbeatable customer service and promises to make the buying and selling process as stress-free as possible. Call Ben today at 402-419-6309 for all your real estate needs. Ben Bleicher with Professional Realty Group at Berkshire Hathaway Ambassador Real Estate. No pressure, just professionalism.
Spring is here, and Acres has special financing on all John Deere lawn tractors and zero-turn mowers. Get your yard looking great and use John Deere's wide selection of attachments to landscape your property to perfection. And for a limited time, with the purchase of a new John Deere mower, get up to $200 to apply to the steel power tool of your choice. From trimmers to chainsaws, gas or electric, Acres is your home for steel products and service. Acres, solutions for every field.
Steve's Garage Doors and Services is hiring. They are looking for a garage door installation and service technician with a clean driving record. Experience is not required as they will train for the positions. However, mechanical aptitude is required. If you want to come be a part of a small business where you're family, not just an employee, call Steve's Garage Doors and Services today to apply at 402-480-2840. That's 402-480-2840. Steve's Garage Doors and Services.
If you want to make new floor shopping easier, come to O Street Carpet. Hi, I'm Steve Carper. Our flooring professionals can help you choose the best flooring for you, your family, and your budget. We eliminate the confusion. Even better, you'll be enjoying your new flooring much sooner. No 6 or 8 week waits. We'll install right away and save you money on installation. Floor shopping made easy every day at O Street Carpet.
O Street Carpet.
1732 O Street. Family owned and operated. Always the best value.
Action Plumbing, Heating, Air, and Electric is the call I make when I have a need for plumbing services. Whether it's for my home or office, if I need a repair to a water heater, softener, or even my garbage disposal, I know I can count on Action to help. In one simple call, their amazing customer service team promptly schedules a service call, often getting to my needs within a day. Action delivers honest, quality services we can count on. To learn more, visit actionlincoln.com.
When you were a kid, clubs were cool. Robotics club or space club and stuff like that. But what do adults get? Book clubs and quilting clubs? Nah, forget that. How about a margarita club? Get to Upside Bar and Lounge and join the best club in town. 10 flavors of margaritas like Maui Wowie, burnt pineapple, and mango tango. Try all 10 of them and receive your own souvenir margarita glass. Make it your new Monday night tradition. $4 margaritas and $4 taco baskets. Grab the crew and head on over Monday nights or any night. Upside Bar and Lounge at 29th and Pine Lake.
Spring sports are here and it's time to upgrade your equipment. But don't go rushing to your big box store. Play It Again Sports is your place to go for all spring sports equipment for baseball, softball, golf, and disc golf. Play It Again Sports has quality, slightly to gently used equipment, and 50% of their inventory is actually new equipment. And don't forget, buying from them is a great way to get new products with great discounts by also bringing in your used items for store credit or cash on the spot. Play It Again Sports at 48th and Vine.
For great views, go to Kansas. For unforgettable views of action-packed racing, go to Kansas Speedway. NASCAR weekend at Kansas Speedway, May 6th and 7th. Get your tickets today at kansasspeedway.com.
Seems like just the other day, I was building my first house. I've seen many changes to our building market in Lincoln. It's been a fun road.
Bob Benish is the founder and president of Aspen Builders, online at aspenbuildersinc.com.
You know, we hear this a lot where I don't want to live in a cookie cutter home. Well, let's come up with some answers on what we're going to build, where we're going to build it, and what it's going to cost. One thing that we started doing early on was we started building neighborhoods. I'm a firm believer in character in your street and in your neighborhood. I like choice. I like variation. I like maybe something a little bit different in a neighborhood that you don't see in every neighborhood. I think it's great to have choices, its uniqueness, and I think that's what gives a neighborhood character. And I think that's what we've done over the years.
Make your dream home a reality and call Aspen Builders at 423-6811. Online at aspenbuildersinc.com. Your home is waiting at Aspen Builders.
This is The Drive with AD and Raff on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
All right, everybody, we are back again. This is The Drive on 93.7 The Ticket. It is Thursday. We got the leader of Husker Army, Hugh Malone, in studio with us. And this is the first time, I'm not going to lie, the TVs are on in the studio, and I can see myself on television right now.
Whoa.
And it's got like that delay, and it's like I'm talking right now, but I'm not talking going on. But that's awesome. This is pretty cool. Now I'm going to always be watching television.
Yeah, it's going to make us a little more conscious of how we look.
I look good. I wish my sweatpants could be on there. That would just, the ratings would just go through the roof.
Is that so?
Yeah. Now
Well, just stand up. Your sweatpants started about 7 feet in the air.
You ready to do history real
It's
quick?
that time. It is that time. Now punting.
Don't know much about history. Don't know much of biology. Don't know much about a science book. Don't know much about the French I took. But I do know that I love you. And I know that if you love me too, what a wonderful world this would be.
All right. What do we got, Raff?
All right. We're here. We got history. Back in 1912, Fenway Park opened.
Oh, really?
Yes. And the original Tiger Stadium opened.
Other baseball news that happened today.
Oh, thank goodness.
The Oakland Athletics have purchased land
in Las
Vegas.
Viva Las Vegas.
Here's what's funny, and I'm going to stick with this. They just are coming off of a series against the Cubs where they got swept. They got embarrassed last night.
Yeah.
They lost like 12-2 last night.
Big Cubs guy he is.
Yeah. The Cubs broke the A's.
Nice.
The Cubs finally made the A's crack.
They made a move.
They finally made them move cities.
But it's time. The Oakland Alameda Coliseum. It's seen its better days.
I wonder. I mean, what do they do with that stadium now?
Tear it down.
Yeah, they got to do something.
Tear it down as fast as possible.
There's nowhere else to go in Oakland now.
What else do we got in history here? I'm kind of like leafing through. Oh, this day in 1944, the NFL legalizes coaching from the bench.
Oh, wow.
Back before that, you had to be on the field. You had to be a player on the field. So you actually could. I mean, that's where coaching became coaching.
Yeah.
I mean, could you imagine Coach Belichick out there running the offense on the field? Tom Brady yelling at him, "Get in formation." Probably not.
So was Ed Weir actually out on the field then playing?
I'm going to say yes.
That'd be awesome. That's awesome.
This day in 1986, Michael Jordan scores 63 points against Larry Bird and the Boston Celtics.
Okay.
I think that was after the game. I forgot Larry's famous quote. If somebody listening right now knows the famous quote about Michael Jordan from that game where 63, it's something about guarding Michael Jordan. It was such a great quote, and I cannot remember it. I'm sorry. I should be better. I got to be better.
Prepared.
Got to be better. Got to be better.
All right, one more.
Okay, one more. This is my final one. I got to find it here. I got to find it. Oh, yes. Little bit of Husker history, kind of, sort of, in a far out way. Turning 78 years old today.
Yeah.
Steve Spurrier.
Wow.
78. He's got his visor still over his face going,
Yep.
What has happened to me tonight down in Arizona? And also, before we go to break and we come back with Hugh Malone, I got to wish a very gigantic happy birthday to the man, the myth, the legend, Keenan Davis, AD's son.
Yep,
It's his
I saw
birthday
that.
today. Keno is doing like huge things. He's another one. Like, so I'm getting pictures from AD and his chauffeur last night.
Yeah.
Keno was at Zach Johnson's home course yesterday, sending
Wow.
us pictures of the Ryder Cup trophy. All of his trophies are there except for the Open and the Masters, but all of his Ryder Cup trophies, everything was there. And then later in the day, he was at one of the courses Arnold Palmer designed and sending us. So yeah, Keno, have a great day. Have a great year. I love you, bro. I'm sure your dad's would send the same wishes. Probably already has. Actually, I know he has. I saw it on Facebook. But all right, we'll send it to break. Then we'll be back with the head of Husker Army. Listen to the Drive, 93.7, The Ticket.
Sandhills Global is hiring. Check out sandhills.jobs for more information. Sandhills is looking to fill hundreds of new openings in sales, traveling support, software development, web design, and more. Sandhills has a professional culture and is fast-paced with a focus on growth, innovation, and leading-edge technologies. Career and internship opportunities are available at our global headquarters in Lincoln, Nebraska. Apply today at sandhills.jobs.
This is Lincoln's home for sports talk on the FM dial. Also online at theticketfm.com.
On the internet.
KNTK FM Firth, 93.7 The Ticket.
For great views, go to Kansas. For unforgettable views of action-packed racing, go to Kansas Speedway. NASCAR weekend at Kansas Speedway, May 6th and 7th. Get your tickets today at kansasspeedway.com.
Integrated Life Choices has been inspiring opportunities for individuals with disabilities for more than 15 years in Lincoln by offering a number of services. From group homes for special needs adults to independent living resources and job training, you'll find the intellectual and developmental disability services your loved one needs to live a fulfilling life. They're also hiring. If you're looking for a more rewarding career, learn more about available positions. Learn more about services for your loved ones or employment today at ilc.net. Integrated Life Choices.
There's a lot of realtors in Lincoln, but don't get overwhelmed by all the names.
Ben Bleicher with Professional Realtor Group at Berkshire Hathaway Ambassador Real Estate is your go-to option when buying or selling residential and commercial property. Ben's team offers unbeatable customer service and promises to make the buying and selling process as stress-free as possible. Call Ben today at 402-419-6309 for all your real estate needs. Ben Bleicher with Professional Realty Group at Berkshire Hathaway Ambassador Real Estate. No pressure, just professionalism.
Are you looking for a solid, stable career in assembly, CNC machining, or injection molding? We got you covered. Hi, Bob Williams, HR Director for Garner Industries, a world-class manufacturer with a 70-year history right here in Lincoln. And I just listed some great career opportunities that you can find by logging into GarnerIndustries.com. If you want top pay, excellent benefits, flexible work hours, and the opportunity to work in a clean, modern, air-conditioned facility with great people, contact me today by applying online at GarnerIndustries.com.
Wall-to-Wall Wine and Spirits is now open in Lincoln. Shop our expansive collection of wine, beer, spirits, and cigars at 5040 North 27th Street. From top-shelf liquor to crowd-favorite beer, Wall-to-Wall Wine and Spirits has a beverage for every taste and every budget. Plus, join our loyalty program to earn rewards and save on future purchases. Shop Wall-to-Wall Wine and Spirits at 5040 North 27th Street in Lincoln. That's 5040 North 27th Street.
Experience cool blue waters right in your backyard. All in-stock above-ground swimming pools at Bonsall Pool and Spa are now 50% off. This offer is good through the end of May or until supplies run out. Our stock will go fast, so hurry in and claim your new pool now. And don't forget to stock up for the season with our spring chemical sale for any new or existing pool. Learn more at bonsallpool.com or visit us at 33rd and Highway 2. Bonsall Pool and Spa, every day made better.
If you're in Lincoln, Waverly, or the surrounding area, listen up. Select Plumbing gets it right the first time on a variety of issues for your home and business, including general plumbing, water heaters, faucet and fixture repair, underground sewer and water repairs, backflow testing, and more. Keep your property free from leaks and other issues. Call today for a free estimate at 402-560-6197. Plus, they're hiring service plumbers. If you're in Lincoln, Waverly, or the surrounding area, contact Select Plumbing to inquire at 402-560-6197.
There's a new way to vacay when you fly LNK. Check out brand new service at the Lincoln Airport to some of America's favorite travel destinations. Catch convenient nonstop flights to Vegas, Atlanta, Minneapolis, Orlando, Austin, Dallas, or Nashville when you fly via Redway. With so many affordable options to choose from, planning your vacation has never been easier. Visit GoFlyRed.com and book today. Flights are public charters offered by Global X Air Tours LLC and operated by Global Crossing Airlines Incorporated.
Experience cool blue waters right in your backyard. All in-stock above-ground swimming pools at Bonsall Pool and Spa are now 50% off. This offer is good through the end of May or until supplies run out. Our stock will go fast, so hurry in and claim your new pool now. And don't forget to stock up for the season with our spring chemical sale for any new or existing pool. Learn more at bonsallpool.com or visit us at 33rd and Highway 2. Bonsall Pool and Spa, every day made better.
Hey guys, Nick Sainert here for The Body Shop. I recently had an incredible massage from Dennis and his team at The Body Shop, and now a massage for you can possibly turn into a free massage for your mom. That's right, with every service you receive in April, your name is put into a drawing for a free massage gift certificate that can turn into a wonderful Mother's Day gift for the mom in your life. Book your appointment at thebodyshoplincoln.com and stop by their location at 48th and A. The Body Shop.
Bagels & Joe is the perfect place for breakfast or lunch in April. Try their pesto cream cheese on any breakfast sandwich. And try the Karma Latte, as 10% of proceeds from that drink will go to the Teammates Mentoring Program. 4 locations in Lincoln and 1 in Seward. Bagels & Joe.
You didn't really think we only did football pregame shows in the fall, did you? Join 93.7 The Ticket live from Tipsy Tina's Taco Cantina at 8th and Q in the Haymarket for the A1 Automotive Spring Game Tailgate Show on Saturday from 10:30 a.m. to 1 p.m. All your favorite ticket personalities will be on site as we preview the spring game and wrap up the final football action until the summer. Join us at Tipsy Tina's on Saturday or listen live from wherever you are for the A1 Automotive Spring Game Tailgate Show from 10:30 a.m. to 1 p.m. this Saturday. Welcome into the drive with AD and Raff. Former Husker football national champion, speaker, and author, Aaron Davis.
Nebraska will win the national championship. The Cornhuskers beat Miami It is history, 13-0, and bring that trophy back to Lincoln.
Former Arena Football League quarterback, former head coach of the Capital City Crush, and guru of Husker football history, Chris Raff.
25 straight wins for the Cornhuskers. One of the most dominating stretches in college football history. We may have seen one of the best teams in the history of college football tonight.
Brought to you by Sandhills Global on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
All right, we're back again. This is The Drive on 93.7 The Ticket. It is Thursday. A lot of you texted in the Larry Bird quote. Michael Jordan, today he was God in disguise. And that's what Larry Legend said. So when Larry's giving you the stamp of approval, you're the man. All right, we're back. We have the head, the leader, the man, Hugh Malone in studio with us. Hugh, you messaged me a few days ago and you said, Raff, can you spread the word? Spring game. It's going to be the last time that we will be selling Husker Army bracelets outside the stadium.
Yeah, the end of an era, another era.
How many years have you been doing that for?
Downtown with the wristbands, it's probably been close to 10. 10 letters, because it was, I think we started probably just a year or two after the onset of the group. And we always used, and Stu obviously used that money, obviously, to go to good causes around the community, usually with a Husker theme. But it started out with my youngest daughter, Mallory. I think she was like 8 or 9. And it didn't matter if I was selling pocket lint. I've got this 8 or 9 year old blonde little girl, and people were interested. Now that the kids are getting a little bit bigger, they're busy and stuff. And, a lot of people don't like to be approached by a 50-year-old man. It borders on creepy. So
would you like to buy a bracelet?
Right. All of a sudden the cops show up, Yeah. Where are you
Get 'em
talking
out
to
of
those
here.
people?
Flashback to the Orange Bowl. Back there were a bunch of ticket scalpers down in Miami, and we were standing outside the stadium one night, and all of a sudden we see like these 3 police officers running full speed at the scalper, and the scalper, instead of stopping or whatever, takes off running. Oh my gosh, that was Miami Orange Bowl at its finest. But memories again, I tell you what.
Oh,
so been 10, 11 years. When did Husker Army start, and why? I know a lot of it, but why did you start the group?
Well, if it dates back, and it still can be. If anytime you get on social media, it can be an absolute nightmare, especially when it comes to Husker athletics. When you're not doing as well, it seems like everybody that owns a keyboard is now qualified to be a coordinator or a head coach, and you see a lot of a negative, some shade thrown here and there. And it doesn't mean that you can't be honest, but I think that there's also a professional way to approach social media. Instead of saying, boy, that quarterback just really sucked last game, you could say, boy, I wish that quarterback would have worked on his footwork or read through his progressions. And so because we tried to provide more of a professional platform with that group, we started to have some of the former players. A lot of the Husker players, as you know, once they get done playing, especially in the NFL, they'll start their own charity or foundation and stuff like that. And because of the way that we ran that professionally, we had some of those former players like Steve Warren, Jay Foreman from here with his Foreman Foundation. We started doing a lot of work around the community. And over the course of 10 or 11 years of just doing that fundraising, we have raised close to $75,000 for various groups. We've even bought a service dog for a Husker Army member who needed one to get to games. And so it's been a wide variety of things. And this isn't like going downtown to one of your big corporate banks and asking for a huge check. This is $5 here and there, the pocket change out of a couch, to accumulate up to $75,000 for these different charities.
That's awesome. So I guess a lot of people are wondering, since the bracelet sales will no longer be at the games, will they still be able to purchase bracelets somewhere? Or will they message you? Or
I've got, I still have some on hand, and I've got like a certain amount. I know that how many probably go out of the bag on a game day, and I have that much left for the spring game, and I'll always have some on hand. If people message me, hey, mine broke, or how do I get one? I'll always, mail one off too, and have car decals too. You always try and stay innovative. I've even got like little sets of dog tags. Being the Husker Army, you need dog tags, right?
Yep, that's key.
Boy, I tell you what, the wife and I sat together trying to put those things together one night on the ottoman and the couch, and I had Nintendo thumb. If you know what I'm talking about.
Oh,
You've
yeah.
had Nintendo thumb.
Yep, back in the day.
Right.
I've even had it.
No.
Yeah, I have. I know exactly what it is. Yep.
Nick, have you ever seen anybody beat Mike Tyson on Nintendo?
No.
You come over, I'll show you how it's done.
Wow. That's awesome. So then I think last I looked, you guys got close to 40,000 members.
We do.
Okay, so what is your vision going forward with Husker Army? Or do you have like any majestic grand ideas that you have that you're like, yes, I want this to happen eventually? Or?
Well, I think the entrepreneur and anybody would say, oh yeah, I'd love for it to, be viral or whatever it could be. But, the goal for the group, because it's nonprofit, obviously, when we go down with the wristbands, yes, I do pay my helpers, but then the rest, we divvy up here and there. It's nonprofit, and I do it just so people have a place where they can go to voice their opinion in a professional manner, where they're, they feel like they're either getting ignored or there's a bunch of bullies on other message boards or wherever. That's all I want to do, is provide a place where everybody can be heard. Because if you look at the demographics of our group with those 40,000 people, obviously there's a lot of Nebraska folks in there, but we've got folks from like several different countries, people from Australia and over in Europe that are members of that group. And that's how, they don't get Husker news. They can't tune in and listen to the ticket. I'm sure they can if they go online.
Download the app.
If you go online, but they don't listen to it live we do as we're driving around town.
Yep, I hear you.
And so they get a lot of their news, whether it be on the internet and stuff like that. And we cover everything. I've got some great admins in that group that, every day you can go on there and you can see what time the bowling team plays, what time the men's tennis team plays. If it doesn't interest you, you can skip by, but we cover absolutely every sport. And, just again, try and provide a place where people, they can post their posts, come in and have a conversation with other folks. And at the same time, when we do these events, be able to give back something to the community.
Nice. And then just go to Facebook, punch in Husker Army.
Yes.
Pull up.
There's a page, which we don't use too very often, but then there's a group, like you ask to join group, and, and then it has some rules like, hey, don't try and sell stuff. Don't be mean, this and that, don't come kick my dog. You click yes. And then you're a member of the group. And yeah.
If you're listening and you haven't join it. It's very, you learn a lot. I go there a ton, always reading the stuff. So it's a good place to be. All right. Well, we got to go. We got to ask you, what are you looking for in the spring game this year?
I'm excited, so far, as you guys will know, we've only kind of just heard what's going on. And it'll, anytime you have a coaching change and that curtain is unveiled, you're going to have that extra intrigue as to what is it going to look like. Obviously, the spring game, you're not going to see the full gauntlet of the offense or the defense, but we've heard, hey, there's going to be contact. Let's hear some pads popping. Also, you've got some gentlemen that have made some position changes, like AJ Rollins, Jake Applegate. Those guys made some position changes. How do they look in their new roles? It's a lot has been talked about the transfer portal, getting these kids out of the SEC. What does a Chief Borders look like? What does Eric look like at the tight end position? Let's hope he's eligible this year. And so anytime I think you get newcomers as well, as far as with a new coaching staff, people are always intrigued by the unknown as Husker fans. You know this.
Oh, yeah.
The most popular guy in the state of Nebraska is always the backup quarterback. We've said that for years, haven't we?
Oh yeah.
So
and then what do you? It's all I always enjoy watching football with you. Like, what do you specifically when you, let's say you going to, are you going to the spring game? Or you just
I'll be in the vicinity.
You'll be in the vicinity.
I'm sure the kids will. Dad, can we go?
Can we go?
Do you remember? I don't mean to interrupt. Do you remember, like, I think when we were in high school, or maybe when we just started going to university, and I think we maybe had 10,000 people at most show up, and I think you just had to bring a can of food.
Oh yeah, yep.
And you got in.
Yep. Donate.
And now this is a ninth home game, for the university now. It's like full on.
And that's what like last year, like I kept on telling everybody, I was like, you've got this opportunity to play in front of 50, 60, 70,000 fans. You've got to use this as a game situation just to give your players, that feeling of playing in front of people and playing in front of that crowd, because it's different catching a football in an empty stadium to catching a football with fans in the background and kicking and stuff like that. And that was one of the best things that so far that Coach Rule has said that really struck home with me was like, this is not a show. We're going to use this.
We're going live.
We have an opportunity. We're going to use this. And that made me so happy to hear that, because last year I was like, oh, what are we doing? It's like, if they feel like at the time, I was like, if they feel this is the best for the team, okay, I'm with the coaching staff, I'm behind them. But in my mind, I'm thinking to myself, what is going on here? It's like you're wasting an opportunity to play in front of 60,000 people. And I don't know.
It's great. Like you said, for the guys that are new to this program to go ahead and get those jitters out by seeing that sea of red in a setting where it's not going to cost you. I mean, yeah, you want to perform because you don't want to slip on the depth chart, but you can go ahead and get that out of the way before like a team rolls into town where it's counting in that win-loss record. And then also is we talk about quite a bit, that is such a recruiting tool. I mean, I'm not gonna lie to you. I've tuned into the Big Ten Network and I've watched a little bit of some of these other schools in their spring games. And the biggest one I've seen so far was maybe Penn State with their half full stadium. And that's an attribute to the fans. I mean, we come out because football's football. And a lot of these folks who don't have season tickets, who maybe come from Western Nebraska, this is their trip to Lincoln for the year. This is their home game. Yep. This is what they love, that spring game. That's the one game they know they can get tickets for and they're going to come watch. And I'm sure you guys have talked about who maybe or maybe not coming this weekend, but that is such a great recruiting tool for guys to come in, potential players, and say, look at this place. They got 85,000 people to show up for a practice.
Yep.
This is where I want to be.
Yeah. And it's not only just like the players coming in that are, the juniors and seniors in high school. I've always said this too, and we talk about it a ton. And one of the things with this coaching staff that I'd love to see is they're going to like all the schools all over the state, even if they don't have any players, because you don't know on Saturday if there's that little 6-year-old boy that's walking into the stadium for the first time, say his mom and dad are taking him and they're not able to go, during the season, maybe because the tickets are too expensive, but you can get in, to what, $10, I think it is. And he sees that atmosphere, and those are those seeds that we always talk about with AD about, you don't know what's going to happen 10, 12 years from now. That little boy just seeing that game changes everything. Because I still remember back in, Nick, do you remember 1982?
Oh yeah. Remember it clear as day.
Yeah, I thought so. But I always think about 82. Back in the day, they don't do it no more. I think now you have to like get scanned or whatever. But at halftime, into the third quarter, Nebraska would open the gates up.
You come in for free,
and you could come in.
Oh, nice.
And I still remember, like, it was New Mexico State. I think Nebraska won 68-0 that day. And my dad's like, "Hey, get in the car." And I always, when Coach Bush talks about some of his memories with his dad and stuff like that,
yeah,
I always think back to my dad going, "Hey, get in the car. We're going down to the stadium. We're gonna go on. We're gonna go watch the fourth quarter of the Nebraska game." And just that right there, it was just like, holy cow, this is amazing. There's 75,000 people.
Well, I remember, growing up, we never got to go to actual Husker games. And so it was, spring game was our game. Like, spring game was our game.
Yeah.
And that's like, it's not because we didn't want to go to regular season games. It was just something cool about being able to, my parents enjoyed being able to bring all my cousins and pay $10 a ticket. And we would be the first in line. So we'd get first row, and it would be $10 tickets. And we'd have 8 of us, just me and my cousins, my obviously my siblings and my cousins. And then at halftime, we'd go onto the field for the drug and alcohol pledge.
Oh yeah, I was just going to mention
how'd that work out?
It's great so far.
Okay.
The drug part worked. It worked. The alcohol, not so much. No, I'm kidding. Anyway.
But
no, seriously, it was like, dang, we get to go on the field here. This is pretty awesome.
Oh.
And then we went back right up onto the seats, and not even 5 minutes later, the players were out there. And we're like, dang, that's exactly where we were.
Oh, let me tell you that. Those were the days. Like back, I still think back to the pre 9/11 days when the gates were open down at Memorial Stadium every night.
Yeah, you could walk in and get a picture.
We'd go down there. We'd play catch. We'd play games. I even tried to run stairs down there a few times.
Tried to.
I mean,
Keyword is try with a capital T.
Yeah.
I might have only did it maybe twice, but I made the attempt.
I played some pickup games there too. I had the turf burned to prove it. And, and I think I actually got injured a couple times, but you don't sign any waiver. You just I think playing a little rough, a guy hitting the yams a couple times. I'm like, boo, we better get off of here before we get in trouble.
Yeah, that was the worst. Like, oh man. Just upsets
memories there, Raff.
I know. Today's been a memory day.
I know that games aren't on TV. I mean, they weren't on TV like they are now. I mean, you don't have to race down there.
Yeah.
Couldn't you ever talk your dad into just getting season tickets instead of just wait until the fourth quarter of every home game?
Wait till the fourth quarter.
But back then, and I know you can only tell people this. By then, in the fourth quarter, though, your fifth string quarterback is already lettering because they're in the game.
Oh yeah, he was. I didn't see Turner Gill and Mike Rozier that day.
No, no, you got Nate Mason or Paul Miles.
Actually, it might have been after Nate Mason. I think we might have been looking at a
Sunberg
and a young Craig Sunberg, a freshman from
Travis
Southeast.
Turner.
Yeah, we were watching those guys. I still remember, like, to this day. I mean, that was the best. Like, it was like, hey, you're going in Nebraska, but those are what I see Coach Rule and his coaching staff doing. It's like it still resonates. Like AD talked about the N on his jacket, how the Nebraska N still resonates around the country.
Oh yeah.
It's still, I have friends that teach down in Texas, and I still remember to this day when he calls me up and he's like, Turner Gill was walking through the hallways today, and it's like when they see that, and you see coaches, especially in Nebraska, when you see a Nebraska football coach walking through the hallway, they draw attention. They pull eyes. I mean, look back at WWE wrestling on Friday night. Coach Rule walks in the building and everybody's it's locked on Coach Rule. And then they introduce him, and the loudest pop of the entire night was Coach Rule. So,
well, and Raff, you can go anywhere in this country because you have, like, you used to see the banners hanging in Memorial Stadium, whether it was Californians for Nebraska or whatever, and there are fans everywhere.
Oh yeah.
But let me ask you this, and I think it still does hold true with that end, but is it as strong as it used to be? Because, I mean, I know times have changed, but you see recruits, they're not just looking at Nebraska first. Because of not having the recent success, well, I'll be taking trips to Notre Dame, Kansas State, Wisconsin as well, where it's not like you could under-recruit these kids, but you knew if you gave them a solid effort that they were going to want to come play for the home state.
Yep.
And I don't feel we have that anymore. And I think it's strictly due to just not having recent success.
Yep, I agree. I think that is one of the things that they've done. They're doing all the things right now to get that attention to Nebraska, to draw their attention to Nebraska. Now, like, once again, I refer back to AD again. Like we always say, now we got to win games. If you win games and then you give you attention, win games, and then you're going to start seeing the influx of those Nebraska kids wanting to play for Nebraska again. Because people look back at Nebraska, like, I know we were good, we were great in the 80s, great in the 90s, but I remember a time back in the 80s where Nebraska football, I don't want to say it got a little bit stale, but people were but I still remember kids in classes coming in and having like Oklahoma shirts on, and like, Oklahoma, or
like the late 80s.
I like Miami now. I like this. But you're in Nebraska. You're from Nebraska. Shouldn't you like Nebraska? And they're like, oh no, we're never going to win a championship. So I'm a Hurricane fan. I'm a Sooner fan. And then all of a sudden the 90s came, we start winning national titles, and you just saw it disappear, and you saw all red on. Like, I showed AD a picture a couple days ago at the WWE. I took a picture of Matt Rule, and I took it of him, and I went back and I was looking at the picture, and the first thing that stood out to me in the crowd at WWE SmackDown, everybody's going crazy and cheering for him.
Was it the guy with the corn-fed shirt?
No. Behind Coach Rule, there was no individuals with red shirts on. No Husker shirt, no Nebraska shirt.
Oh yeah,
no red on. And I was like, I remember you go
the last
back,
time the WWE came here, you could count at least 100 Eric Crouch jerseys out there.
Yeah.
I mean, it was semi-embarrassing, but at the same time, you were still proud.
Yeah.
that they were representing.
Yeah, but there was nobody with, I mean, there were some people with Nebraska shirts on, but in that picture behind Coach Roll that I took, I showed AD. I go, AD, what sticks out to you in this picture? He's like, there's no Husker shirts on. And I was like, you look back in the late 90s, mid 90s, everyone had Nebraska shirts on. So I look forward to game day Saturdays where that red comes out again. I'll work some events. Same thing. No one has Nebraska shirts on. I'll see Iowa. I'll see Creighton. No Nebraska. I'm like, got to get that pride back. And that comes with winning.
Before we get to break, let's go to the Honda Lincoln Hotline, 402-464-5685. Matt and Hickman joins the show. Matthew, what's up, man?
Hey, fellas, thank you for everything you guys do and taking us down, memory lane here. A couple things, Raff. My son, Coach Book, man, that spring game stuff and the Span Day event, that is what gets the youth and the kids fired up about Nebraska sports and football in general. Secondly, man, you guys are talking about, nostalgia and history, taking it back to before watching it on TV. We'd be in Western Nebraska, me and 11 of my cousins running around, throwing the football around, all pretending to be Tommy, all pretending to be Rozier. I mean, just going back to listening to it on the radio where you're hearing, how many tackles can one man break? He's at the 20, the 15, the 10, he's got one more, a touchdown. That's the stuff, man.
Oh, yeah.
That's the stuff.
Yep.
I appreciate you guys. Love you, fellas.
See ya. Have a good day, brother.
There he is.
Yeah, no, that's true. And I love that about Coach Rule right now is he understands that also. And I look forward to big things. We need to get some wins, though. That's the key thing. But you, I want to thank you so much for coming in.
Hey,
today.
thanks for having me, guys.
We appreciate you, and we'll get you back on again, and we will send it to break. This is The Drive, 93.7. The Ticket.
Steve's Garage is hiring. They're looking for a garage door installation and service technician with a clean driving record. Experience is not required as they will train for the positions. However, mechanical aptitude is required. If you want to come be a part of a small business where you're family, not just an employee, call Steve's Garage Doors and Services today to apply at 402-480-2840. That's 402-480-2840. Steve's Garage Doors and Services.
Are you planting this spring? Make safety your priority. LES requires any landscaping or trees to be planted a safe distance from electrical lines and equipment to give crews safe access. Visit les.com/trees to learn more.
Hey guys, Nick Sainert here for The Body Shop. I recently had an incredible massage from Dennis and his team at The Body Shop, and now a massage for you can possibly turn into a free massage for your mom. That's right, with every service you receive in April, your name is put into a drawing for a free massage gift certificate that can turn into a wonderful Mother's Day gift for the mom in your life. Book your appointment at thebodyshoplincoln.com and stop by their location at 48th and A. The Body Shop.
Chances are you've tried fruitcake before. Chances are it looked pretty weird. Lots of colors that don't really exist in nature. Chances are it tasted weird. Chances are you need to try fruitcake again. Grandma's fruitcake from Beatrice Bakery. None of that weird stuff you didn't like, just real fruit, premium nuts, and the delicious flavor combination of brandy, bourbon, and rum to meld all that together. See for yourself. Grandma's fruitcake from Beatrice Bakery. Online at beatricebakery.com. Welcome to our world of yum.
Why are some people more successful? Is it talent and determination, or did they recognize an opportunity? Discover a career that lets you help families reach their financial goals, build lasting professional relationships, one with unlimited income potential. From Modern Woodman, a leading fraternal financial services provider.
I'm Modern Woodman Regional Director Sean Erickson. Call me at 402-483-6515 to learn about career opportunities.
Modern Woodman of America, touching lives, securing futures.
You finally finished your man cave in the basement. Brand new furniture, huge TV, and all of your collector's items. You're ready for football season. You were so excited until one bad rain, it is all ruined. Don't risk a flooded basement and countless dollars in damages when it can be avoided. Call John Henry's today for a free sump pump estimate for your home.
435-5555. John Henry's Plumbing.
Wall-to-Wall Wine and Spirits is now open and shop our expansive collection of wine, beer, spirits, and cigars at 5040 North 27th Street. From top shelf liquor to crowd favorite beer, Wall to Wall Wine and Spirits has a beverage for every taste and every budget. Plus, join our loyalty program to earn rewards and save on future purchases. Shop Wall to Wall Wine and Spirits at 5040 North 27th Street in Lincoln. That's 5040 North 27th Street.
Spring Sport, it's time to upgrade your equipment, but don't go rushing to your big box store. Play It Again Sports is your place to go for all spring sports equipment for baseball, softball, golf, and disc golf. Play It Again Sports has quality, slightly to gently used equipment, and 50% of their inventory is actually new equipment. And don't forget, buying from them is a great way to get new products with great discounts by also bringing in your used items for store credit or cash on the spot. Play It Again Sports at 48 Vine.
Blue waters right in your heart. All in stock above swimming pools at Bonsall Pool and Spa are now 50% off. This offer is good through the end of May or until supplies run out. Our stock will go fast, so hurry in and claim your new pool now. And don't forget to stock up for the season with our spring chemical sale for any new or existing pool. Learn more at bonsallpool.com or visit us at 33rd and Highway 2. Bonsall Pool and Spa, every day made better.
Power Sports of Lincoln is celebrating their grand opening on Friday and Saturday, April 28th and 29th. Stop by for free food, door prizes with chances to win an autographed John Elway jersey and more. Check out their brand new Indian Motorcycle Boutique with the demo truck on site for demo rides all day today. Over 600 machines in stock for major brands like Can-Am, Kawasaki, Yamaha, Polaris, Sea-Doo, and more. New owners and new attitude. Check out Elway Power Sports of Lincoln on North 27th Street for their grand opening on April 28th and 29th.
Are you looking for a solid, stable assembly, CNC machining, or injection molding? We got you covered. Hi, Bob Williams, HR Director for Garner Industries, a world-class manufacturer with a 70-year history right here in Lincoln. And I just listed some great career opportunities that you can find by logging into GarnerIndustries.com. If you want top pay, excellent benefits, flexible work hours, and the opportunity to work in a clean, modern, air-conditioned facility with great people, contact me today by applying online at GarnerIndustries.com.
Are you worried about storm damage causing issues with your basement? F Foundation Repair fixes basements with supreme waterproofing and exact concrete leveling for residential or commercial clients. They service wet basements, leaky walls, damp crawl spaces, bowing or cracked bricks or drywall, and more. Whether you're in Southeast Nebraska, the Tri-Cities area, or Northeast Kansas, they'll easily make the trip to you. Get a free evaluation today by visiting WeFixBasements.com or call 402-804-1024. Foundation Repair. We fix basements.
Bagels and Joe is the perfect place for breakfast or lunch in April. Try pesto cream cheese on any breakfast and Karma Latte, as 10% of proceeds from that drink will go to the Teammates Mentoring Program. 4 locations in Lincoln and 1 in Seward. Bagels and Joe. Tipsy Tina's Taco Cantina is the talk of the Haymarket. Grab a breakfast taco on a game day morning or stop by for lunch or dinner for their huge variety of street taco options. They have everything from carne asada or chorizo tacos to shrimp or fish tacos, buffalo chicken, and more. Plus, they have more than 140 different tequilas and tons of other beer or mixed drink options. There's truly something for everyone. Make plans to stop by for any meal of the day at Tipsy Tina's Taco Cantina, 8th and Q in the Haymarket.
You didn't really think we only did football pregame shows in the fall, did you? Join 93.7 The Ticket live from Tipsy Tina's Taco Cantina at 8th and Q in the Haymarket for the A1 Automotive Spring Game Tailgate Show on Saturday from 10:30 a.m. to 1 p.m. All your favorite ticket personalities will be on site as we preview the spring game and wrap up the final football action until the summer. Join us at Tipsy Tina's on Saturday or listen live from wherever you are for the A1 Automotive Spring Game Tailgate Show from 10:30 a.m. to 1 p.m. this Saturday. This is The Drive with AD and Raff on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
All right, everybody. Again, this is The Drive, 93.7 The Ticket, proudly sponsored by Sandhills Global. Sandhills Global is looking to fill hundreds of new openings in sales, traveling support, software development, web design, and more. Career and internship opportunities are available to global headquarters in Lincoln, so apply today at sandhills.jobs. Boom. And guess what, Nick? It's that time of the day.
Oh, of course. Do you want me to play the music?
Today we play the music.
Okay, we play the music. All right.
It's time for Raff's Good Take. It's time for Raff's Good Take. It's time for Raff's Good Take right now.
Okay.
That song is wonderful. I love it.
It's okay.
It's growing on you.
It's growing.
Apparently, it's growing on a lot of people if they're singing it during hockey games, and
it's definitely on me. But it's just the choppiness at the beginning, like this. Hold on, the choppiness.
It's time for Raff's Good Take. It's time for Raff's Good Take.
The choppiness, and then of course just the over dramatic.
I feel like you should be an American Idol judge, like just crushing my dreams.
I'm not crushing.
No gold ticket for you.
Don't
You're
worry.
not going to
You're
California.
not going to Hollywood.
You're not going to Hollywood. All right, everybody. So it's time for Raff's Good Take. My Raff's Good Take today goes out to Hope Shortridge.
Nice.
Hope, I just wanted to just congratulate you. Just say, great job yesterday for calling the Lincoln East versus Lincoln Southwest baseball game on 93.7. I was also going back to, I can't remember the last time there was a high school baseball game on the radio in Lincoln, Nebraska.
It's been a very long time.
Been a long time. And that you have, and the Raff's Good Take, goes out to her too, just for having an idea, having a dream, and going for it. And big thanks to DP for, giving Hope that opportunity. Big thanks to you for going out there. I'm sure, she leaned on you a lot yesterday, just, being, was that one of her, probably the first game she's ever called live on radio.
I believe so.
And, and so I just wanted to just give Raff's Good Take out to Hope and, continued success. And I thought the homework she did was right up there. Like, it wasn't one of those things where she just, walked out there and said, all right, let's go. She had statistics.
Yeah.
She knew the third base coach had been at Lincoln East for 5 years. So great job yesterday. Big thanks to DP. Big thanks to you for going out there and giving her that opportunity.
Well, I think, what I always tell people is that one thing you can always control is how much you prepare for the game, right?
Yep.
And so, and Hope did a great job, especially for it being her first broadcast. And like you said, Raff, first high school baseball game broadcast on the ticket. And I think ever, if not in a very, very long time, at least in the time that I've been here. So I know we're getting ready to change that. And so we're looking excited for what's to come, especially here at the ticket.
Well, if you ever do a high school baseball game and you need a color man.
Oh yeah.
I do a pretty good Monty. From,
is that right?
For Major League.
Okay. Well, I'll keep that in mind.
What do you think about that, Monty? You're not the best color man in the business for nothing.
I'll keep that in the back of my mind.
I think we probably need to do a baseball game. I think that would be quite entertaining. I think.
Yeah, I said it last night on the air as we were kind of setting her up. Austin and I were talking about it back here at the studio, or I was at Hard Talk and Austin was back here at the studio. But I was just like, it's disappointing for the city of Lincoln. Like, we talk about their state tournament. Yeah, obviously state football is at Memorial Stadium. Obviously state basketball is going to be at PBA for both boys and girls. But when you talk about some of the other sports that maybe don't get the publicity that those two do, baseball and softball in the event of yesterday's game, when you have softball in Hastings, which is 2 hours away, and you have baseball that no longer is at Haymarket Park, it is now all at Warner and Tal Henderson Field, which is the new site for the Omaha Mavericks. When you have state baseball at those two locations, Warner and Tal, it's a bummer for Lincoln because, like, and this might be because I was a baseball guy. But I remember leaving school at 11 and going to watch a state baseball game down at Haymarket, and it was like, man, either whether that was prior to high school or during high school. But so I think it's disappointing, but no, we'll do our best as a station. I'm confident in that, saying that we're gonna hopefully bring state baseball to you guys.
That'd be cool. And I'll throw my hat into the ring if I'm around town.
Raff's usually around town, except for next week.
Except for when I have to travel.
Yep.
But
except for when you have to travel.
Yeah, my traveling's coming up here soon. There'll be a lot of I'll be
Oh,
checking
is it
in.
really?
I'll be checking in from North Platte, and
That's
you guys will be like, "Oh, how is North Platte?" I say, "I love it."
It's a 7-day drive.
Then I want to
out
go
west.
I want to go back to the text messaging. I thought this was a pretty cool memory from 1964. It's like, this is Dennis and Lincoln. I do remember my dad taking me out of school on Friday afternoons for freshman football games. That's where I first saw Jerry Taggy and Van Bronson.
Yeah.
Okay, so that's going way back. So you're looking 1968, 67, 68. But yeah, I remember that too. I was came around kind of towards the end of freshman football, but I remember it'd be like Friday afternoon, Thursday afternoon, and you'd have Nebraska freshman football, which that was cool because there would be players that were coming in, highly decorated players, and they were, playing on the freshman football team. And then you're sitting there going, and like you had said about how the second string quarterback's the most popular person in the state. Well, let me tell you, there was a lot of freshman football quarterbacks and players that were on the team going, "Oh, I can't wait for next year. We're going to win the national championship when we get him in." So that was the time. Those were good times indeed.
Yeah. Okay. So, Raff, I don't know if you saw this yesterday. Did you see the Major League Baseball pitcher Max Scherzer get ejected?
Oh yeah, it was just rosin and sweat.
Rosin and sweat, and ever since Major League Baseball started checking for substances, whether it's on your glove, whether it's on your hat, whether it's on your arm, wherever it may be, ever since they began checking, umpires, and it's random checks. It's not every inning. It's just randomly throughout the game. Normally it's after the first inning they'll check, and then they'll just check periodically throughout the course of the 9 innings, and they'll do it randomly. And so yesterday, Max Scherzer gets ejected for rosin on his person, and so he gets tossed. Ever since they started checking, there's been 3 ejections. All 3 were by the same umpire.
Oh,
so
he knows a little bit better than other umpires.
And so what they sent out a statement.
I thought that was
why they ejected him, and basically it was they deemed that he was stickier than the normal person should be playing a baseball game. that was basically what I'm trying to find the official quote, but yeah. So Max Scherzer said, quote, "I said, I swear on my kid's life, I'm not using anything else. This is sweat and rosin." So, it is unfortunate.
That's why I think, was it the World Baseball Classic where I think it was Shohei when he pitched his first inning and he was coming off and he went up to the umpire to get checked, and they're like, "Nope, we don't check during the World Baseball Classic." So yeah, I thought that was pretty funny. I'd forgot about it up until they had mentioned that. And then I saw Scherzer last night, and I was like, "Oh well, that's the break." So what's he looking at?
So it's automatic 10-game suspension.
So that'd be like 2 starts for him, probably.
Yeah. So it says Phil Cuzzy was the umpire that's ejected all 3, but so he's facing an automatic 10-game suspension.
Yeah.
He can appeal it.
So I'll probably go down to 5.
Well,
probably.
And so throughout the appeal, he can pitch. So before he has trial, if he decides to appeal it, he can pitch. Nice. So unfortunately, Max Scherzer caught with sweat and rosin on his glove. So Mark says, "I too am stickier than a normal person."
10-game suspension.
So, Mark, you get 10 days off work. Congratulations.
10 days off work. We got
without pay, of course. Without pay.
Do you think he'd appeal that?
That's interesting. I wonder. At some, like, if it's late in the season, I do wonder, like, if it's late in the season and you get caught and you get, it's incorrect and that you were not using anything other than rosin, right? If you get incorrectly ejected and you get a 10-game suspension, are you taking it if it's late in the season?
Yeah. So you got to think about it a little bit.
I got 10 days off.
Give me a little bit of a break.
Just 10 days. If you're a pitcher, obviously, it's 10 days with a little bit of light catch.
I think what happened with Scherzer is they'll suspend him for 5 days. He'll miss 1 start and he'll be back in the rotation.
Maybe
if they keep it to 10, I'd be surprised.
Or they don't even they completely get rid of the suspension.
Well, then the umpire's also going to have to come up with some proof of why he thought it was different than what it should have been, or why he was stickier than he should have been. I didn't know there was a sticky level in Major League Baseball.
And how can you determine that?
Yeah.
So
interesting. All right. Well, we will send it to break. This is The Drive on 93.7 The Ticket.
Rosie Sports Bar and Grill. Open for dinner at 10 p or at 1501 Center Park Road.
Sandhills Global is hiring. Check out sandhills.jobs for more information. Sandhills is looking to fill hundreds of new openings in sales, traveling support, software development, web design, and more. Sandhills has a professional culture and is fast-paced with a focus on growth, innovation, and leading-edge technologies. Career and internship opportunities are available at our global headquarters in Lincoln, Nebraska. Apply today at sandhills.jobs.
The biggest question people have is, how do I start the process? What is the process? I want to build a new home, but I don't know what the first step is.
Bob Benish of Aspen Builders. They've built neighborhoods in and on Lincoln for over 25 years.
The first step is make an appointment. Come on into my office. Let's sit at the table. Let's talk about what you're looking for, what your needs are, what your budget might be. And let's come up with some answers on what we're going to build, where we're going to build it, and what it's going to cost. So now is really the time to be contacting us to get an appointment to get the job done before school starts. Once you find a good lot, let's get it reserved because there's a very limited number of lots in this town. And then start designing that floor plan that's going to be perfect for you. Next thing you know, we're moving dirt.
Make your dream home a reality and call Aspen Builders at 423-6811. Online at aspenbuildersinc.com. Your home is waiting at Aspen Builders.
Chances are you've tried fruitcake before. Chances are it looked pretty weird. Lots of colors that don't really exist in nature. Chances are it tasted weird. Chances are you need to try fruitcake again. Grandma's fruitcake from Beatrice Bakery. None of that weird stuff you didn't like, just real fruit, premium nuts, and the delicious flavor combination of brandy, bourbon, and rum to meld all that together. See for yourself. Grandma's fruitcake from Beatrice Bakery. Online at beatricebakery.com. Welcome to our world of yum.
There's a new way to vacay when you fly LNK. Check out brand new service at the Lincoln Airport to some of America's favorite travel destinations. Catch convenient nonstop flights to Vegas, Atlanta, Minneapolis, Orlando, Austin, Dallas, or Nashville when you fly via Redway. With so many affordable options to choose from, planning your vacation has never been easier. Visit goflyred.com and book today. Flights are public charters offered by Global X Air Tours LLC and operated by Global Crossing Airlines Incorporated.
At first, I was really nervous and intimidated to buy a ring. I wasn't sure what I was getting into.
My experience at Starter Heyman was very easy. I felt like I walked out of Starter Heyman with the ring that was going to make her go wow and say yes.
I love my ring. It is so beautiful.
I absolutely love my ring. I get compliments on it all the time. I always tell them Starter Heyman.
Yeah, we would definitely recommend Starter Heyman.
Yeah, it was great. We're definitely coming back.
Sure.
Sauter Heyman Jewelers, Lincoln and Grand Island. SauterHeyman.com.
You've driven by GE Landscape Supply countless times, likely without even knowing, at 6701 Cornhusker Highway. But now it's time to stop in. GE Landscape Supply sells to homeowners and contractors with a vast selection of landscaping and construction material. They sell in bulk to save you money, buying anything from a 5-gallon bucket to a semi-load. They deliver anywhere, and if you mention you heard this ad on 93.7 The Ticket, they'll deliver in town for free through the month of April with some restrictions applying. Go to GELandscapeSupply.com for more info or call 402-467-1627. Hey guys, Nick Sainert here for The Body Shop. I recently had an incredible massage from Dennis and his team at The Body Shop, and now a massage for you can possibly turn into a free massage for your mom. That's right, with every service you receive in April, your name is put into a drawing for a free massage gift certificate that can turn into a wonderful Mother's Day gift for the mom in your life. Book your appointment at thebodyshoplincoln.com and stop by their location at 48th and A. The Body Shop.
Motor Food is Lincoln's hardest rocking food truck and cafe. Motor Food creates old school comfort food with a 21st century twist and lots of rock and roll attitude. Try the barbecue pulled pork mac and cheese, the grilled chicken Firebird sandwich, a 100% all beef split grilled hot dog, and any version of their funky fries. Stop by the cafe just behind Outback Steakhouse on 48th Street or catch the food truck and about all spring and summer. Check out their menu, order carry out, or schedule catering at motorfoodtruck.com.
Start your Sundays off right with Jeff and Nicole Essink on Fitness Fanatics. Jeff and Nicole discuss health and wellness, how to achieve fitness goals, and more through the life of gym owners and gym goers. It's Fitness Fanatics from 9 to 11 a.m. on Sundays on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
93.7 The Ticket, Fox, KFXL weather. Brought to you by Bryant Air Conditioning, Heating, Electrical, and Plumbing.
Windy and much cooler here for our Thursday. We'll see a high of around 60, but northwest wind will gust over 30 through the day, and we could see some scattered showers develop later this afternoon. Tonight, partly cloudy, a low of 36, windy and even cooler tomorrow. Northwest winds gusting near 40 with a high of 55. I'm meteorologist Tim Wright for 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
Now back to The Drive with Aaron Davis and Chris Raff on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
All right, everybody, we're back again. This is The Drive on 93.7 The Ticket. It's Thursday. We're wrapping up a great show. Got a big day in front of us. Well, some of us do. Some of us not as much, but oh well. That's life.
What do you mean?
You move on. I was just thinking, I don't have like a ton of stuff to do today. So I was thinking more about you and having a lot of stuff to do.
That's right.
And then I was also going back to over the break. I had another memory come back to me too.
Oh, yeah?
Media days when you're a little kid and you go down and get autographs from all the players. Get to sit on Tom Osborne's lap and get your picture taken. You know, those are the memories right there. Every time I see Coach, I always tell him that I want to sit on his lap. He's like, "No way, stay off me."
Is that how he sounds?
Pretty much like that. It's pretty funny. We laugh every time I say it. I think now when he sees me, he just thinks probably the same thing. So.
Yeah. Well, good news, Rav. So we're gonna get to talk to Matt Rule today.
Coach Rule
and a couple players will speak to the media at 4 p.m. today. And then tomorrow we actually get a little bit of a 15-20 minute break with Frank Solich as well.
Number 45.
So he will meet with Frank Solich will meet with the media. I saw
who's the only fullback to rush for 200 yards in a Nebraska football game.
Who?
I asked you.
I'm asking you.
I asked you.
I don't know.
Frank Solich.
Oh, there you go.
Come on. I put it on a tee for you. You should have hit that out of the park.
I figured it was too easy. Too easy to you know when we're talking about Frank Solich. Anyway, when it comes to welcoming him back, local businesses downtown
you got
already
signs
have
up.
banners.
I saw Barry's had one up.
Yep.
Way to go, Barry's.
It's a nice job to Barry's. Yeah, so people are excited to have him back. So
yeah,
it's gonna be good.
It'll be good. And no, we're not sacrificing Little Red. Sorry,
no,
Thomas.
We're never doing that. That will never happen.
Yeah, I don't understand it. The guy's a good guy. I've met him several times. Know him
Not the baby, the actual person.
I know him quite well. Me and Little Red.
Why don't we get Little Red on the show? Ask him about how he feels about.
We've been in discussions. He doesn't talk a lot, but we'll
shocker. That's why he's Little Red. I suppose.
But we'll see. We can do one of these days. We'll get Little Red to pop up in here and say hi.
Yeah, I want.
But then I'm afraid that all of our listeners will be coming to the studio with like rusty knives and stuff.
Well, here's the deal. Here's what I would rather have happen. I want Little Red to be here in costume.
All right.
That's what I want. He doesn't have to talk.
Yeah, and just show up in costume.
Just show up in costume. We'll put him on the Starter Heyman Jewelers video stream. He can just sit there.
Okay, I'll see what I can do.
Just to make all of our listeners pain. Just to bring pain to all.
But then they'll all be fans. They'll all be like, oh,
yeah, they're gonna be like, you know what? Maybe
we love Little Red.
Maybe Little Red's not so bad.
He came to the drive. We love Little Red. Oh,
but
gosh, there's so much hate for Little Red. I just don't get it. Little Red's like one of the coolest dudes ever. I will vouch for him anytime, and he loves to party. That's one thing that a lot of people.
Little Red loves to party.
There's a lot of people out there that do not know this, but Little Red loves to party, and I mean, he just is a fun-loving character. He's a good dude, and he's actually won a national championship as a mascot too. So. He's got the rings.
Well, we're excited to hopefully get Little Red inside the studio here.
We'll make the magic happen.
No AD adjustment though.
We could do a Raff adjustment.
We could. Shout out to Integrated Life Choices. Make sure you head over to ilc.com. Yeah, final words, Raff. We got 43 seconds.
My Raff adjustment is this. Smile today, because very seldom when you smile at somebody, they usually smile back. And the world just needs more smiles. You always hear all the negative in the world today. But smile, smile, smile. Nick, have yourself a brilliant day.
You as well, Raffy.
It's been another great show. We will talk to you tomorrow. This has been The Drive on 93.7 The Ticket.